Jasmine said, "My heart goes out to all the people in Palestine. I protest all the time for this cause, and the amount of hate responses we get is sickening. We need new candidates because Biden and Trump are terrible."
Well, unfortunately, we don't have new candidates. We have two people to choose from, and we got to choose from a old man set in his ways and an old Republican racist. I mean, Palestine, dude, it's a tough situation, man. It's really tough. I really try not to talk about it much on this show because it's so tough, man. I know a lot of people are like Palestine, they need help, and that it's not fair what Israel's doing to them. But dude, this is such a convoluted history and past of hundreds and thousands of years of that land being taken and wars and wars and wars of people. I in the 40s when the land was given to the Israel to the Jews, the Palestinians didn't have control of that land at that time. Now I know a lot of people talk about that they're occupied and everything, but the Turks are the people that own the Ottoman Empire owned that land at that time. The Ottoman Empire lost a big war, and I think it was World War I, World War II, one of the ones. But they lost that land and they gave it to the British. So the British had control of that land.
She said, "What about the immigrants and terrorists coming into our country?
What
We will be
terrorists from the
war
Middle East?
with ourselves."
I don't know, man. I mean, that's a hard one. That's tough. I don't know. That's tough, man. I mean, that's tough. 9/11. That's tough. When you got people who are terrorists, I mean, it's a hard situation because it's individuals making decisions to do things, and that's really hard to stop, and it's really hard to know what side people are on.
That's true.
I just,
But
you know me, I just hate religion
yeah,
all the way across the board.
I
I just
have
wish.
seen in the news where they were talking, where I think it was Department of Homeland Security was
Mm,
saying that the United States is having a lot more terrorist threats
yeah,
than we used to. But
yeah. I mean, when
and a lot of them are domestic.
helping the Jewish people is going to make some enemies on the other side. Every time we help them,
But why does it have to be Jewish, Muslim, Judaism, Hindus?
dude,
Why does it have to be broke down
we don't even
based off of
go into this
what
conversation.
they?
But this, like I said, man, that land is a tricky situation, and it's been fought over for thousands of years, man. The It's just a long history of people being dragged out of that land. We've had the Crusaders; they've warred, taken it over at times. So many people have had control of the land. It's just hard, man. It's just a hard situation.
Said the Biden administration is letting everyone in. How do we know who's a terrorist and who's not?
Oh my goodness. I mean, immigration. I mean, immigration is immigration, bro. America is always going to be a place that let people in. You know what the Statue of Liberty says. We're not going to stop people from coming here. The reason why America
Life,
doesn't
liberty,
have
and the pursuit of
problems
happiness.
problems with populations and having problems with our population decreasing like all the other countries that have across the world, it's because we have this open door policy. I mean, we it's bad that people might come in that might kill us, but dude, what can we really do? This is America, man. We want people to come here. That's the way we are. Give us your tired masses. Is what the statute says. We stand on bringing people in. The country is standing on this. We can't look at everything the Constitution says and all the things that the forefathers stood on as just words. These are real. This is what we're built on. We're built on helping the people of the world that's suffering. If the people of South America are having a problem and they need to get out of there, we're supposed to help them. That's the
Now
American
that
way.
lady at the Joel Osteen church, she just did that on her own,
Dude,
and she brought her own kid.
I'm not going to sit here and make all people
to
that come from a different country as enemies, because I'm definitely not
She
going
brought
there.
her own kid and put her own kid
No,
in
because
harm's
they
way
try
and shot her own
to
kid.
make all the black people bad. and try to say we're all criminals and thugs. So I'm not going this route of trying to demonize all people who come from other countries. I'm just not going to do that. It's not going to happen. So if that's what you're trying to do, we go to a different discussion.
Why are we giving immigrants money and services but not helping our own
We
people?
help our own people all the time, bro, but we also have to help them. Think about how much we just talked about last week, how much the city of Phoenix spent on homelessness. How much was it?
15 million, I believe.
$15 million. We're trying to help.
And that was what 36 million less than
Man,
they were
dog,
supposed to get.
money is being spent to help people, bro. I'm not saying that it's perfect, that the money is going in the direct places that is, but it's given. The government is giving money to every state to try to help. And that money came from the government.
From the federal
You can't
government.
just be like, all right, oh, they gave Ukraine this and they gave the Jews this, and not talk about the money that was given to each state for homelessness or whatever issues they have going. This money's going everywhere. But it's the problem is fraud, people stealing the money not going to the places it's supposed to go,
Or
people taking the money and putting it in their
the state
pockets.
government has the authority to disperse the
Yep.
money the way they
And put
see
the money they
fit.
want to, and they don't want to help the homeless. They want to put it into some rich people neighborhood and help them. Just like how they're taking money from schools and giving it to private schools.
While we having all these public school closures and we have more and more private
Exactly.
schools being opened up
Exactly.
and getting grants and getting
I mean,
tuition
dog,
and
we
all
can.
this and all that, but the
I'm
private
not
schools
going
are
to
going down the drain.
demonize immigrants. Most immigrants come to America. They do a great job. They work and they want to feed their families, man. That's what most people come to America for. There's criminals on every side of this token. It's criminals from people who born here, criminals from people who come here. But we can't stop somebody, but unfortunately, until they do something. That's just the way it is. The next story was we want to talk about the. I don't think you got this one though. Virginia, they wanted to do a ban on firearms. I didn't put
On
a
new assault weapons.
on new assault weapon
Hmm.
purchases.
Yep. Hmm.
So bills to ban the sale of new assault weapons in Virginia have cleared a major hurdle, effectively guaranteeing a trip to Governor Glenn Youngkin's desk on Wednesday, February 28th. On party line votes, Democrats in both the House and the delegates in Senate approved bills to ban the sale of new assault weapons manufactured after July 1st, 2024, effectively guaranteeing a trip to Governor Glenn Youngkin's desk. There are several states out there that have an assault weapon ban, and it's time for us to join them because these weapons, like those that I carried in Iraq and Afghanistan, have no place in our community. Delegate Dan Helmer, Democrat Fairfax, who authored the House bill, told 8 News. The bill still needs to hear one more technical hurdle, but are likely to land on Governor Youngkin's desk this week. The question now is, will Youngkin sign the bill into law? This doesn't seem like an area of or a time when the governor would get out of the way to be a bipartisan or embrace some kind of democratic priority. So it seems super unlikely. Randolph Macon, political science professor, Reach Meager said, "Man, it's so crazy, man, that we see Republicans banning IVF, banning abortion, talking about they care about kids, but don't want to get assault weapons off the road, off the streets. They're okay with these weapons being everywhere.
And the assault weapons are what most of the
It's the number one
mass
killer of kids right now.
shootings. That's what they're using. That's their weapon of
Kids
choice.
right now
You can't even go to school.
is gun deaths is the number one killer for them right now. Gun deaths. You say you care about guns, you
You
care
say you
about
care about
kids,
kids.
but you gonna ignore the guns? I mean, dude, there's been like guns coming out that has a fingerprint. Take the fingerprint and only that they fighting against that. You never know who might
Fingerprint
need that
technology.
gun. I might need that gun. Like, we're so scared of other people, immigrants, black people, and minorities, that we will sit here and watch little kids die over our fear that somebody's coming to get us. Little kids. We are a piece of shit country. And the fact that we can wake up and still be okay with this, man, is insane. State by state, we're trying to pass these assault laws because
And
people,
every mass
weak ass
shooting,
people, think they need a fucking machine gun.
going back to Sandy Hook, What have we heard? Our thoughts and prayers
Yeah,
are
they
with
they
the
just they just
families.
want it to go away. They just want it to stop because they want their guns, and they because they think the black people coming for them, or the Mexicans, or the Muslims, or whoever. I'm just so sick of it, man. The people who are really really hurting are the little kids, and we're just ignoring that, and we're okay with that. We so mad because immigrants coming in, but we sat there and watch an immigrant go in and buy AK, and we okay with that. Like, dog, we're just selling them everywhere. Like, dude, man, the lady, what did she get? What that lady have? That went in that church, that Mexican lady.
I think she had a long
Right.
a
Long rifle.
hmm
Like, we're selling them to everybody.
and she just walked up into the church with her son, with her kid right next to her.
I'm just saying, man, that we let anybody buy them. If you can buy it, you can use it.
Right.
We're just a good guy with a gun. We don't know when that good guy gonna go bad, or when is he gonna have a bad day. I'm
Or
so
when he's
sick of
gonna
that
have a
shit,
mental
man.
breakdown.
Man, dude, for real. I'm so sick of it, man. Ban them every state, dude. I wish it was a federal ban, but we know that's not gonna happen because the Republicans straight up refuse. But they could watch everybody die.
Well, if they hadn't let the 1994 ban expire, would we have had this problem?
Man, it's ever since the ban in '94 has happened, we've had nothing but mass shootings.
Mhm.
There was hardly any before then, but after that, we've had millions. You don't see the connotations, you don't see the connections. It's so dumb. But it's not. That has nothing to do with it. But talk about the border. Oh, letting all these goddamn immigrants in.